Hello, welcome to Duncan Egg Bricks. As I said in my recent post, I'm sorry for no updates in the last couple of weeks. Things have just been getting in the way in real life and I haven't had the opportunity to put some videos together. I could have just put some really quick ones out there, but I wanted to make sure that what I was putting out was actually decent quality, so I thought I would wait and put something together that's a bit better. So in the last video that I posted, we finished off this side of Hogwarts Castle, or the outside at least, by building this corner bit here that my sig fig is standing on. And in the last couple of weeks, we have had some new set releases. So for instance, we've got Grimmauld Place down here. I've also got the Shrieking Shack, and I will be doing reviews on those. In fact, I filmed the first part of those reviews on June the 1st, but by the time I actually get those reviews videos out, it'll be at least a couple of weeks after that. But anyway, rather than going straight on and doing the other half of Hogwarts over there, what I thought I'd actually do is take a step away from that, still do something Hogwarts related, but something a little bit different, and for that we need to go down to the floor. So here we are down on the floor of the Lego room. Gives me an opportunity to show off the nice new carpets. But more importantly, we have got here the Hogwarts Express. Now, this was the first video that I ever posted on this channel. The first one was a look at the Hogwarts Express, and the second was a look at the carriage. Then posted an update, which looked at the interior of the carriage and a new roof. And then I've also done a video on the Hogsmeade station building. Now, one thing that I've been lacking so far is actually somewhere to run the Hogwarts Express. For the moment, it's, or at least up until now, it has been part of my static Hogsmeade display, which is up there. You can see the Shrieking Shack, at least put temporarily in place just there. I will be doing a review on that as well, as I mentioned. But yeah, I have not really had anywhere to run it, which is a real shame because this has always been powered. It's been powered right from the beginning. It's got a battery box, infrared receiver, and motor all in the tender, which means that it is perfectly powered. And we'll go around this loop of track that I've got here. So I have had enough track for a loop, as I will have shown in previous videos, but I actually went ahead and bought some more track recently. In fact, if I can grab it without knocking the camera over, let's just turn that off so it doesn't make quite so much noise. I recently bought this set, not really a set, this pack I suppose you could call it, 60205, which has all of these extra track pieces. So you've got 8 straight tracks, 4 curved and 8 flexible track pieces. And I've actually used those and all the pieces I had already to make this much larger loop. So even though the Hogwarts Express has still only got one carriage, it does have a lot more space in which to run. Now, what am I going to be doing with this? Now, I don't really want it on the floor here. This room also doubles up as the spare room, so it means there's the sofa bed in here, which needs space to pull out. So what I'm actually going to be doing is using my Lego display shelves in order to have the track on. There's just a slight problem. So these are the standard Lego curves. They are, I believe, radius R40, so an entire circle, or doubling back on itself, takes 80 studs. It's actually a few more than 80 studs because that's to the center of the track rather than the outside, and that, well, however you square it, is wider than these shelves are deep. These shelves are IKEA Ivar. They're 50 centimeters deep, and the entire half circle is about 64 by my reckoning. So we're going to have to come up with a solution. One solution would be to just run it along the floor, kind of like it is now, but push everything underneath the shelves. As you can see, I've experimented and put this shelf a little bit higher than this one, which they were both at the same height before, and that gives enough space for the train to run underneath. We do run into a slight problem there, which is that these Ivar uprights have these cross beams here, and in fact there's another one just there, and there isn't enough room underneath that for the train to go under. I did think about modifying them. Plenty of people have modified IKEA furniture before. Thought about possibly cutting out that middle beam, and then the train would run under absolutely fine, and you'd have the front of the loop would come out just in front here, and it would cycle underneath. Now, I think I've actually come up with a better solution than that. Still going to require some experimentation, so today we're going to be doing a little bit of experimenting to see whether what I'm thinking of works. That's going to involve me moving this shelf back down so it's at the same height as this one. That's the lowest they can be without getting blocked by those cross beams there. We're not going to be able to fit this entire length of track on, but we're going to be able to fit most of it, with possibly plans to expand that way in future. Yeah, apologies for the mess. I have obviously had to clear these bottom shelves in order to fit this all on. Then what we're going to do, you can see the way that I've laid this track out. It comes around in a loop, but then it goes actually one piece further. So it actually does a sort of little S-bend wiggle. So the back run of track is not quite as far back as the outer bits go. And that's so that we can have this loop there, that loop there, and then this will be just in front of that support there. It'll all make a lot more sense when I actually put it in place. We then do run into the slight problem of the front of the track being that much off the ground, but I'm going to try and turn that problem into a benefit, because what I'm actually going to try and do is create some bits of terrain and actually elevate Hogsmeade Station up, and then yeah, we'll be able to actually get some scenery and some depth. I'm particularly thinking of the Glenfinnan Viaduct, which is the viaduct that you see in the Hogwarts films, the Harry Potter films. It's where the flying car gets chased by the Hogwarts Express in Chamber of Secrets, and it's where the train stops when the Dementors board it in Prisoner of Azkaban. It's a real viaduct in Scotland, and I might be able to just do a kind of impression of it just as the track curves around there. These are all, you know, massive potentials. Just need to experiment and see whether I can get this track all sorted on those lower shelves and supported properly down below. And then there'll be loads of other things to consider, like whether I then move these shelves down so that they are just above it, or if I kind of leave them in place / move them up a little bit and create terrain out of bricks. So lots and lots to think about. But anyway, exciting new project. Let's get on with that first bit of experimentation, move the couple of things that I've left on there, and see if we can get this track all put on there, supported, and made so that the train doesn't hit anything on its way round. Okay, so here's what I've come up with so far. I've shortened the track like I said I would, just taken out some of the straight pieces at the front and the back, and I've created these piers which go along the front. They're very simple, just stacked bricks. There's about 10 bricks and a plate height. It may need an extra plate or possibly even a couple there, making it an extra brick total with that plate there. But let's just see how it's going to go. I think I've got all the distances right, so there we go. Misses the edge there. It doesn't really like the tight corners. It'll happily go around them, but I think these S-bends are a bit of a challenge for the motor. It is pushing and pulling at the same time. And then it'll come around here, struggle around the corner, and then go really quickly across the front, and then back into struggling. Let's just see if we can follow it as it goes. So yeah, it's a bit of a struggle there. But then it comes across the front and round the back. And obviously I'd put Hogsmeade Station just there. And then I'm thinking I'll put, wait for the motorbike to go past. I'll put the sort of Glenfinnan Viaduct round there. So yeah, what do you think? This is only just a short video as I go through some of these experiments to work out what I'd like to do. And the disadvantage with this is that it's harder to take apart when I want to put the sofa bed out. Obviously I'll put some stuff on there to disguise the fact that the train's just going round and round. I think as well it's a little bit of a problem in that the S-bends at the back do slow it down massively, so it might be better if it was just a straight run of track at the back. So maybe I will try that next and just see whether that makes a difference or not. And we'll make that the final little bit of experimentation in this video. Right, that's the straight track set up at the back. The disadvantage with this is the entire thing has to come forward a bit, so a little bit towards the camera, so that it avoids the support at the back. But it does mean that the run along the back is straight. So let's give this a try. Still avoiding that end. And yeah, I have to say that is a bit happier overall. It's still quicker on the straighter sections, as you would expect. There's less friction going on there. That's really tricky. I'm not sure what to decide there. Leave a comment and let me know what you think is the better solution. And I'll keep looking into it and see what I think I'm going to go for. Still might change my plans, might go for the version on the floor that will use less bricks overall and will be easier to dismantle. But I have to say I do kind of like this version. Also let me know whether you think I should move these shelves just here down so that they're just above the level of the train, or if I should kind of keep them or move them up a little bit and then build some sort of brick-built structure over them. Yeah, so that is the first part of this new project, making a track for my Hogwarts Express and of course any other future trains that I decide to build. So thank you for watching. Thanks for your patience in waiting for this video to come out as well. I hope it wasn't too disappointing that it's not a new Hogwarts update. I have got reviews coming out of the new Harry Potter sets, as I mentioned, and I'll be getting those out fairly soon. So thank you very much for watching, and if you've enjoyed, please subscribe and have a look at the links in the description below for my Patreon and my affiliate link for lego.com, and I'll see you again, hopefully much sooner than last time. Bye.